G'day guys, it's John from OGS here, back with another episode. Look what we've got the XD. I've got a bit of an idea for planned upgrades. Why don't we go for a bit of a drive? Alrighty, let's go for a drive. Alright, so I've owned the XD for now well over a year. It's still my daily driver. As you guys know, I sold my Hilux. And look, you know, it's a beautiful car. I mean, we've got it on the road, got it roadworthy and everything like that. Gave it a repaint, got that hood scoop over there, which you can see. But I think it's time for probably a few more upgrades. What do you guys reckon? So let's cruise into the backyard and let's have a bit of a chat. My XD is 1982. It's a Povo pack, which means it doesn't have very many features. It's a 4.1 litre beast, as you know. We got her on the road with a bunch of different things that we did. Changed the exhaust, gave it a repaint. It's got the 90s mailbox scoop, as you can sort of see over here. So she looks pretty clean. But I think it's time for some upgrades. So I want to have a chat about what I like and what I don't like. So first of all, I'll start off with the steering. It's heavy, it doesn't have any power steering. Yeah, it's hard to park. It's a bit of a workout every time you go to get out of a car park sort of thing, you know. So I'm thinking that power steering would be a good upgrade. Everybody always says to me, why don't you lower the thing? So I'm thinking new leaf springs and new coils at the front. But before I do that, I want to have a think about whether I want to change the engine. It's a strong cross flow. It's still the original carburetor. Yeah, let's have a bit of a think about that. Here she is in all her glory. So to recap, I painted the rocker cover, the air cleaner. It's got new air cleaner filter, new leads, new spark plugs, pacemaker extractors, oversized battery which sort of doesn't fit. Recently I changed the master cylinder and the brake booster, so that's brand new. Everything works, but I'm thinking about the next steps for an engine. So the thoughts were, I've got maybe a 302 Windsor. I've got one of those lying around. 351 Cleveland's, Ford Barra, NA, Ford Barra Turbo. So yeah, I really need some help. I am leaning towards a 351 Cleveland because, you know, it's going to be a nice cool cruiser. It's going to have that nice rumble, a bit of grunt. So because it's a Povo pack, there's a number of things that we're going to upgrade. So if we are going to change the engine, there's a few things that we want to do. So basically we want to tidy up the whole engine bay, which means that all this stuff here needs to be sanded back and painted. So I want to hide all the wiring. I would need to get a new brake booster to suit a V8. This whole thing we would take out, and then we would, you know, blast the cave frame and paint all of that up. I'd need to change the radiator. I'd probably want to relocate these two or maybe leave them there. I need a new horn because that doesn't really work very well, and I never really got around to fixing that, so it is what it is. But a general tidy up. The only bit of rust, and I don't know whether you can see that, is just over here. I'm not sure whether you can see that or not, but that used to have the horn there, and then when I went to go and screw it, it just came out. So that's probably the only bit of rust that we need to fix. Leave a comment below, let me know what engine you think I should change it to. Maybe if your comment gets most likes, I'll actually do it. But I am thinking possibly a 351 Cleveland. I mean, they're a strong engine. I just got to find one for sale that's at a reasonable price. You know, I don't have a huge budget. Again, I've only got about 6-7 grand into this car. You know, maybe plus another 10, you're going to have a really cool cruiser. The paint's already pretty good. We've just got to tidy up the engine bay and we should be sweet. Let's get going. All right, so we changed the grille. I finally found one that was in pretty good condition and not all chipped, so I've got that. I haven't put the Ford badge on there because I like that clean, classic look. Things that I plan on doing, and you got to hold me to this because now that I'm telling you guys, you'll know. So I'm planning on probably replacing this strip here, or at least trying to clean it up. I've put a layer of black sort of like lacquer over the bumper bar, but I've got to redo that. Let's keep walking. So the lines are straight, everything's good in terms of body work. I could probably tidy up the trims just a little bit. Now, I've got Convo Pros. I've got 15x4 front runners. I did originally put them on the car, but yeah, they're too skinny and it looked really comedic. So it's still missing the side mirror. I've learned to live without it. I'm not going to change it. It is what it is. It's a Povo pack type thing. So even if I put a 351 Cleveland, I would still keep the bench seats and the column shift because I think it's kind of cool. Do you let me know what you guys think? I mean, I can keep chasing parts and like trying to upgrade it to something it isn't, but I really think that, you know, having a Povo pack is pretty cool. With a bit more power, I think would be awesome. This door's still stuffed. I never got around to replacing it, so it's a pain in the ass, and I just haven't done it, but show you the interior. So it's still the bench seat. It's awesome because I have my missus sitting there and I put my arm around her and she loves it, sort of, I guess. I'd replace the carpet, but I've got carpet mats, and yeah, like, I mean, I've been driving it every day, so leaves get in it, everything gets in it, but it's due for a bit of a tidy up. I'd never even put the radio in, so that's another thing I've got to do, you know. I've got to take off the trims over here and then probably spray that. And the weather strips are completely stuffed, which I've got to get around to doing on the ASAP. You can see here that they're all corroded and all like really hard. So I've got to get around to that, otherwise it's going to keep scratching the window, which I don't want. Other things I want to do is replace the rubbers, and I've got to respray inside here, all the door jams and everything. You can see there's a bit of overspray. I just never got around to it. The outside looks really good, but guys, there's actually a fair amount of work to do on this car. Trims are all right. This one's kind of a bit wavy because when we took it off, we sort of, you know, stuffed it a little bit. So I'd like to fix that up just to get it mint. Let's keep going. Here's what the boot looks like now. Just a bunch of shit. I've got some mic stands and I've got this and that and whatever else. So there's not much to look in here. I mean, it's just because I use it all the time. It's, yeah. One thing I will say is that I've got to probably attend to all of this sort of stuff. It's sort of started to flake off, and before you know it, it's going to start rusting, so I've got to make sure that doesn't rust. I'm going to replace all the door handles because they're all shit, and also I stuffed this trim when I tried to put back on. It actually bent, so I'm really unhappy about that. I mean, right in the first video I said all the trims were mint, but as soon as you start fielding with stuff, you know, you're bound to ruin something, so I'm a bit upset about that actually. So I'm going to fix that up. The seat's starting to fall apart a little bit. It's a little bit how you're going sort of thing, but you know, again, we drive it every day sort of thing. I like the bench seat, and if you come over here, it's a column shift over here. I'm going to keep it that way, but I'd like some power steering. So it gives you a general idea of some of the stuff that I've got going on. You know, I want to upgrade it and get to that next level. I want to upgrade the leaf springs to something better. Probably a 351 Cleveland, but depending on what you guys think. And there's a lot of little tricky bits or fiddly bits that I need to do. So we're going to start wrenching on this thing again, and I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. We're going to get to that next level. I don't want to relegate it to like a weekend cruiser though. I do really want to drive this thing and keep it on the road. I hate taking cars off the road, but that's what I got going on. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Cheers.